Hey everybody, Tim Carthon, the Fiery Truth Teller here. And I want to tell you about something that happened last night at a store. I went to Wal-Mart. Most of the time they're the only store open that late at night. And I had gone to a gas station earlier and I had gotten um, some salt and vinegar chips, um, a Snickers, like something to drink. And what happened was, whenever I go into another store and I have something else in my hand that's food, I always make sure that I, you know, have it in my hand when I come out. I always try to make sure that. I mean, not come out, but go in. And the reason for that is because I want it to be on camera that I came in there with the thing. And so when I walked in this time, I didn't have it out because I was distracted. But once I walked past the registers in the front of the registers, and then I walked around this aisle and I started walking down, I remembered that I had it in my pocket and I wanted to eat it, the Snickers. So I pulled out my pocket and I saw an associate and I went over to them and said, hey, you know, this is mine. This is mine. I didn't get this from here. I got this from somewhere else. He was like, okay. I'm like, all right. So I'm walking through the store and I'm eating it. What happened was, about 12 minutes or so, because a big place, it takes a while to walk through there. Lady comes up to me in the aisle and she asked me, did I have a receipt? And I said, I didn't get this from here. And she was like, well, do you have a receipt from the store from which you got it? I'm like, why do I have to show you a receipt from the store from which I got it if I didn't get it here? And so I said, well, how about this? Because you're telling me, in essence, to go out to the car and get the receipt. Now, here's the funny thing. Earlier, I I had taken some Big Red that I'd gotten from that same store, because I told you I bought the Snickers, the salt and vinegar chips, and some um, something to drink. But I also had got some gas, and that was all on one swipe of the card. Then when I went to the car, I was like, oh, needed some gum. So I had to go back in there and get some gum. I didn't want to swipe a card for a 35-cent pack of gum. So I found, literally, was it 49 cents in my pocket, 4 dimes and 9 pennies. So I went in and I gave them 3 dimes and 5 pennies for the 35-cent gum. So later on, from then, I had taken the receipt out the bag to put a piece of gum that I had in my mouth in it. And I was saying to myself, this is the receipt for this. And I'm like, so what? I, I've been gone from the store. I've already bought everything. I've been gone from the store for hours. Who cares if it's the receipt for it? I don't need this receipt, you know. And then I go into this Walmart and she asked me for the receipt. So I'm thinking to myself, I would have to go out there and unwrap this receipt from gum, the gum that it's in, after I get it out the trash in the car, trash bag in the car that I have. No, I'm not doing all of that. I didn't get it from here. So I said, you know what, lady? I said, right now, let's go walk back to the cameras. Let's go back to the cameras. You can look at the cameras. You can see that I didn't. That's it. She was like, well, all you gotta do is show me a receipt. I'm like, you're asking me to go out to the car to find a receipt for something I didn't buy here. Now I thought about it later and I was like, if I went to the car and I stole this, wouldn't I just drive off? Again, the whole thing was stupid. So she kept saying that. Why don't you just give me a receipt? I'm like, why don't we just go watch the cameras? I'm not going to go outside. I told you, you have to prove that I did this. I don't have to prove that I didn't. What are you talking about? So I said, and it was an associate that I even said to when I walked in the building. I said, hey, I didn't get this here. She's like, who else? It was a young cat with a yellow shirt on. So she said, okay, let's go to him. I said, no, you go to him. I'm going to keep doing what I was doing. Like, you go to him. I ain't, please. This is your job to try to prove to me that I did, you know. And so she never came back to me. So I wanted to go find her. Because I'm like, nah. I went and got these earbuds that I needed. And I was like, I want to find her because there's nowhere in the world that, it's hot in here, so I'm going to let down these windows a little bit. I was like, there's nowhere in the world that I'm going to let this ride. She's going to need to say something to me. Like, she's going to need to tell me something. Because I'm not going to have her walking around here thinking that I stole something. Because I'm a black guy. And we already know how stereotypes are. She was an older white lady. So I had the associates contact her. I was like, hey, you know, asked her to come back here. One said they were going to do it. She didn't come. So I asked another one. I said, hey, could you call her back here? And so they called her back there. And I said, so did you look at the, what's her name? She said, I did. And I want to apologize. She was like, that's why I, you know, didn't come back. So what she, in essence, she was saying was, she didn't come back to apologize because she was embarrassed. And so I said to her, I said, no. I said, it's understandable that you asked me that because I'm walking around here eating something. I said, the problem I had was that when I said, let's go watch the tapes, you just wouldn't go watch the tapes. Now, what criminal will say, okay, well, let's go. Let's go look at the video. Well, no criminal say that. You know, so she apologized and she thanked me for being honest. I'm like, well, that's what I do. I don't have no reason not to be. I don't care what nobody thinks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you the truth, like it or not. Hence why I'm called the fiery truth teller. Duh. But see, I said, all right, and after she thanked me for being honest, I said that's what I do, and I walked off. So I just want to tell you all that story because, you know, it just goes to show you that in any situation, it can instantly become something that turns your life to the left. Because think about how that situation could have escalated. She could have called the police and all this stuff could have happened. And then we finally would have went and looked at the tapes and they would have been like, well, he didn't steal that. After all of that, then what I've said, well, now I'm going to sue you and this and that. You see, simple situation of resolution could have come from just going and watching the tapes and that would have been it. So I'm glad that the situation was resolved the way it was. I just hate that I didn't do one thing. That I didn't hand her my business card after she said thank you for being honest. Oh, that would have been like that would have been a killer. That might have, depending on the type of person she is and how she is as far as racially. I don't know how she is. But if she was a negative person racially, which means she, you know, she has racist tendencies or something like that, me giving her that business card could have literally changed her whole perception of people of my color, my quote-unquote race. She'd have been like, man, I thought this guy was this and that, and it turns out he was honest, and then, oh shoot, he's not honest, but he's a business owner, but he has on a Jordan hat and a do-rag. So her perception would have been, boom, blown up, and then it might have changed, been able to help change who she, you know, is, even in her later age. So I just hate that I didn't do that, but again, I don't know, you know, how she is racially. So, but that's just a story I want to tell you also. So be sure to check me out on timcarthon.com and on social media at timcarthon. And please click like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And subscribe to my other two channels. I have a network at Tim Carthon, facebook.com/ I said Facebook, really? youtube.com/ Tim Carthon. And you have to search It's Time to Fight, F-I-T-E. and subscribe to that channel. So I have 3 channels: my vlog channel, my business channel, and my political channel. So be sure to do that. All right? Thanks. I'll be speaking with you all again soon. Peace.